Say hi. Imagine you're a little college girl and you're at the grocery store and you're shopping, and then you check out and then you see this middle-aged man. He's kind of good looking, kind of sexy. And then you see he's struggling to put his groceries in the car and he asks you to help. Now, this is in the 1970s, so you think, man, this is all right. I'll be able to help him. So, is he a serial killer though? In the 70s, it was very notorious for a man to try and kill a woman. This was just a random stat I found on biography.com. So, what I'm going to be covering today is on Ted Bundy in the time of his murders. So, we'll be talking about what he was like before the murders in his childhood, life during the murders, and what happened to him after the trial. So, according to biography.com, under the Ted Bundy files, Ted had a semi-formal childhood while growing up. Ted's mother never really accepted him as his own child. So instead, his mom's parents adopted him as his own and told him that his sister was his own, like his mother was his own sister. So his mother never really accepted him. So he was born in Burlington, Vermont in 1946 on November 24th. Ted Bundy never really had a father figure till he was 3, which then his mother married a man named Johnny Bundy. Johnny was not a really big fan of Ted. He would abuse him a lot, which, you know, just the usual. He grew up as a shy but bright child. He had a real interest in knives when he was younger, which his mother thought was weird. What you think? Maybe something was going on at that point. Ted was really interested in law when he was younger. He would sit with his dad and watch crime videos on the TV every Sunday. And then when he was finally old enough to go to college, he decided to go to the University of Washington and pursue a degree in psychology, which after that he applied to go to the University State of Utah to get his degree in law, in 1972. And then after that, Bundy did some actions that would completely change his life from there. So let's talk about my second point. So time of the murders, what Ted was like. So Ted was known for being a very chill, charismatic dude. And Bundy's was one of the very first trials that was aired on TV. So a lot of girls thought he was very charming, very handsome, very muscular, and he just really knew how to woo a crowd. So the main figure or demographic of people that really liked him was college girls, even though this is the type of people he was known to kill. So Bundy admitted to killing over 36 people, but with all the evidence that the people got, they're thinking that he killed over 100 people in the time of 10 years. Bundy usually killed young college women, but he did admit to kidnapping a 12-year-old named Kimberly Leach and sexually harassing her and then killing her. And then after they found out about that, he was caught in his little slug bug driving to the grocery store. He got pulled over by a cop and they found the body of Kimberly Leach in the little trunk of his car. So my next point is what happened to him after the trials. Well, according to foodnews.com, under the name of the last meal of Bundy, Ted had gone through 2 different trials, which he finally had gotten his sentence. At first, he was sentenced 15 years to prison, but after the murders and they finally connected him to everything, he was tried to the death chair, which he served his sentence in Florida at the Florida Penitentiary. Yeah, that's what they called it. And then he was killed in a chair called the Old Sparky, which was an electric chair. After he was killed, people started cheering and screaming and crying and praying to God because they were happy he was dead. And so then the meal that he had for his last meal was known as the Ted Bundy Florida Usual. So it is a piece of toast with jam on it, 2 scrambled eggs, and then he had a piece of ham and then a medium rare cooked steak. On January 24th, 1989 was when he was finally executed at 7 a.m. And then many years after Ted Bundy's death, they finally made a show on Netflix known as the Ted Bundy Tapes, which here he would listen to the psychiatrist that interviewed him. They had all the tapes of why he did everything and like what motivated him. To this day, he is still known to be one of the U.S.'s most popular serial killers. And I hope that you've learned something about Ted Bundy today and what his early life was like, and then what the murders, and then the time of the trial. As many people say, we tell history so that way history doesn't repeat. Any questions? had to.
On the